Okay, good. We're back.
Right.
Thumbs up. Thank you.
Back.
Thank you.
But yeah, so again, we'll recap again real quick. So thank you if there was a volume issue. So thank you for getting GoFest as Distributor of the Year. A huge accomplishment that we're all very, very thankful for. But also congratulations to Jonathan for getting himself into that
top 5, and you know,
for the sales rep of the year again.
And
tons of competition, great competition.
Exactly.
So to get to that dance, man.
To get there year after year, and you know, he won the top salesperson of the year 2 years in a row. And I mean, we're talking about year 2 and year 3 for GoFast. So he really helped put GoFast on the map. I mean, this, as much as anybody here, Jonathan is a big part of us being Distributor of the Year. So shout out to Johnny. We love him.
Still got some stage time too. I think that's all he wanted.
He got up on the stage. It's 3 years in a row. He has walked up on the stage and taken home some sort of award. Yeah, so kudos to Johnny.
Yeah, rep and go fast. So that's great. So again, thank you guys. Again, I got a feeling that you're going to be getting a lot more of the same in 2024. Again, bigger, better. But at least this, you know, we're going to at least be comping on the same on there because we got to make sure we hold on to this title. And I bet you Jonathan's got a chip on his shoulder now. He's coming back.
He's going to come back even stronger.
Down, so he's going to want that. He's going to want to get back in that rarefied air. So thank you to everybody that voted, and we're going to rely on you again. So that time is going to come. We had a little bit of a break here, but we'll be asking that from you again. And also, we're going to be asking you what we can do to make your experience better, anything we can do to make things even better than 2023. Always looking for improvements. So give us some of that feedback, and let's see what kind of damage we could do this year.
So talking about K-Fest, because K-Fest was a great weekend. A lot of great new products. Chris Cook and his team put on such a great show, and it gets better and better every year. But we've got a little bit of news in terms of K-Fest in our backyard, right?
Yes.
So there's K-Fest Atlantic City, June 7th through the 9th. So mark your calendars. You definitely want to come down. You want to see GoFest. GoFest is going to have a huge presence at K-Fest Atlantic City. And look out for a launch party. So that Friday night, this is June 7th, there's going to be a dealer invite only. It's going to be one of those parties. If you remember back in the days when you go to CES, there was always that one party at CES that everybody wanted to go to.
The velvet rope there, letting only so many people
I think
in.
Monster Cable used to do like some sort of party with typically with somebody playing music, you know, like a favorite band or somebody that's popular at the time. So for this K-Fest in Atlantic City, that party is going to be at the Hard Rock. It's going to be sponsored by GoFast and by Davis Distribution. So look out for more information on that. That's going to be the party to be at. It'll be in the summer. It's going to be by the water in Atlantic City at the Hard Rock. I mean, it couldn't get any better than that. So guys, keep an eye out for that because you definitely want to be part of it.
Yeah, and this is a little bit more of a little bit farther of a journey than some of the other shows that you've attended with GoFast before. So we want to give you some advance notice. This would be a great time to mark it on the calendar now. We know you already got your 2024 calendars. Put this on there. Start to make some travel arrangements. Start to make some plans. We want to go and make sure that GoFast has some big representation there as well. Again, like Bob said, we're going to have one of the biggest booths. I think it is the biggest square footage booth that they offer.
Absolutely. It's going to be the largest booth that they offer.
So we're going to be there. We're going to have some of our valued vendor partners that maybe normally wouldn't have a booth. Again, we're going to have a lot of vendor partners that normally attend K-Fest, so support them as well. But we're going to have some vendors at our booth that maybe you wouldn't see there, so make sure you come and support them as well. It's going to be a great time. Again, just like K-Fest Las Vegas, there's going to be tons of learning, you know, tons of training, bettering your business. We preach about that all the time, and we want you at this one. This is going to be very, very important to GoFast as well. So mark that on the calendars, and let's see all you guys there.
Yeah, I mean, if you've not been to a Knowledge Fest, because you know, they are prohibitively far, right? There's Las Vegas, there's Dallas, there's Indianapolis. And then in the recent past, there had been Orlando. So if you haven't gone to any of those, because it's been far, it's not like it's next door, and it requires, you know, an airplane ride and hotels. Come on down. It's in Atlantic City. Get in your car. It's going to be worth the trip. You're going to see us. You're going to see the everything that we've got going on. You're going to have the creep party to be part of that you want to reach out to us about, but experience Knowledge Fest once firsthand and make your own decisions.
Yeah, and our Metro team, you know, our New York and New Jersey Metro team, is going to be, it's right in that backyard.
Right in their backyard.
A great opportunity. That's an emerging market for us as well. So a great opportunity to go and actually go meet, greet, shake hands right at the Go Fast booth. So again, really, really awesome. And continuing on, again, it's called Knowledge Fest. They call it Knowledge Fest because you get more knowledge about what we do, about what you guys do, bettering yourselves, bettering your business. Well, the EDA also likes to make sure that you guys get some knowledge and better your shops and better your people. So continuation of the EDA University series, Kicker is doing a training in about 40 minutes. So
that's right. That's right. That's where we'll roll through this and make sure that we get a chance to be on that as well. So Kicker's got actually 4 different times, right? And I think you have them all.
Yeah, so today, again, there's going to be some today, some tomorrow, but today, and these are all Eastern Standard because I got a little caught up.
I got a little caught up in it myself.
Earlier, myself, but 11 o'clock, so again, that one's going to be coming right up. And we also have one at 3 o'clock. So again, divide and conquer strategy, maybe get some of your sales guys on the early ones, some on the late ones, so you still got coverage, or split up with installers, whatever you got to do. We're also going to give you some options tomorrow as well. So Thursday, we're going to have at 11 a.m. as well. The late one is going to be a little bit later at 8 p.m. And that one is extra special because that one is going to be in Spanish.
Totally in Espanol. So for all of our Latino customers, there's a great opportunity to get your guys in front of the screen and get the training that you typically don't get in Spanish. So just something that the EDA has started to do, and to realize that that a lot of our retailer customers, a lot of the installers, a lot of them have come from Latino backgrounds, and all the trainings that you've done prior to the EDA instituting this, for the most part, not everyone, but for the most part, they're all in English.
Yeah.
Not that that's bad. We're in the United States. You should speak English, but if you don't, and Spanish is a better language for your first language, you're definitely going to be able to grasp the knowledge and internalize it and use it and make more money for your business if you have your guys sit there and listen to it in Espanol.
Yeah, and again, a huge portion of Go Fast supporters
absolutely
their first language is Spanish. So that's a huge thing. Make sure that you attend these trainings. Make sure you get in there. And ask questions. I have a feeling that we might even get more participation from the Spanish-speaking
certainly
than we do from the English-speaking ones. Again, a great opportunity to get that two-way feedback. I think a lot of times when stuff is given out in Spanish, it's usually in like a flyer or something like that. This is a great opportunity to get two-way communication as well. So if you've got specific questions, you can get those answered. Again, just like we did with the previous EDA University trainings, it's going to be tremendous, but make sure you get on there. No charge for this. There's no, it's just free. All you have to do is log in. So if you need the information, we've emailed it out to you before. Your sales reps have probably talked to you, but get with us. We'll make sure you have that link.
And you know what? I just, again, come from Knowledge Fest, they've got a whole bunch of new items. They've got some pretty innovative stuff, some of the slimline subwoofers that they showed us, and the box, the underseat box was pretty intense. So definitely tune in. It's going to be worth your time.
Yep, and then we have some more support stuff. Again, we like trainings and things like that, but a lot of people like giveaways. They like promos. They like prizes. They like contests. So we still got that.
We got that going on right now this month.
Yep. So we have our Sony Love at First Beat contest. This is going to be specifically around the Sony GS speaker and subwoofer line. But again, the entire Sony line is something that you should be familiar with. But they re-released the GS stuff. The GS stuff was around for a little while. There's a little break in the action, and they brought it back on board. So we wanted to make sure we highlight that so that you guys can get that front and center. Huge opportunities for margin, great price point items. And just for selling those, you're going to earn entries to win a Blaupunk e-bike.
So Blaupunk e-bikes, we actually did a contest earlier, sometime last year, and it was hugely successful. So the GS speakers, again, I keep going back, I just got back from Knowledge Fest, and we actually have a little snippet later on where Johnny interviewed Jake the Snake. Yeah, so that'll be fun. We'll catch that at the end of this. But the speakers, we sat there, we listened to them. The speakers are spot on. It's Sony brand. I don't have to tell you guys that Sony's one of those brands that folks that are in our industry, of course, we all know about Sony, but folks that are just laymen that don't know anything about any of the car stereo brands that are out there, everyone knows Sony. Everyone has had a Sony Walkman, a Sony PlayStation, Sony earbuds. Everybody's had something from Sony, so they know that brand. And these speakers sound fantastic. And like you just mentioned, Ben, the margin on this is insane, guys. If you're looking for that speaker or that line that's going to be your everyday, right? Your daily driver. Let's see. I think is the best term to use. If a daily driver, it's not going to be that high-end customer. Then Sony has product for that. But this GS series is specifically for that daily driver. Tremendous margins from a brand that has high recognition, and their quality. They're good sounding speakers. We listened to them. Johnny and I listened to them, and you know Johnny, he doesn't get impressed super easily, but he liked them for the price point that we're talking about and the margins. These things are spot on, guys. You really got to check these out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was actually traveling on the road, so saw a couple of you guys yesterday, and that was one of the biggest wow factors. Was how much margin is available in these, the profit opportunity that you get with all Sony products really, but the GS speakers in particular. I got a lot of wows on that one. And the nice thing with Sony as well is that you know that margin opportunity is going to continue, because if they do any sales, anything like that, they do rebate programs to help you keep the margin. So again, this is not something where today you're going to be making some great money, but tomorrow, oops, who knows what's going to happen with our friend the internet. No. Sony's going to make sure they have you covered there. Again, much like they do with all of their products. So thank you to Sony for doing that. That's a huge benefit to customers. And it's a line that's a distribution-only line.
Correct.
So that's a huge thing for GoFast and for Sony, you know, in that partnership to have that as an advantage. So if you're not familiar with these, we'll be coming around and trying to see if we can show them to you in person. But do a little bit of research, check them out, get some in your boards, and you can support this promo as well. We have a Baker's Dozen sale going on as well.
Going on at the same exact time.
So if you're thinking about loading in, again, no better time than now. If you buy a dozen speakers, we're going to throw one in for free, and even that free one is going to count
towards an entry into that Blaupunkt e-bike that's going to be given away March 6th. So March 6th, at the end of February, we'll tabulate everything. March 6th at Facebook or Facebook Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Because Friday is not a Facebook day. Well, Johnny, don't tell Johnny.
We'll see what Jonathan says.
He'll probably show up on Friday, but. That's when we'll be doing the giveaway. If we get lucky, maybe we'll have a note from or a video from Jake Romofsky, or as Johnny likes to call him, Jake the Snake, giving away that e-bike. So we'll see if we can get that done. But all you guys got to do is take advantage of the GS the contest and the Baker's Dozen deal that's going on this month only.
Yeah, and one speaker, one entry, so you can load up on these entries really, really quick. Anybody that comes in looking to get anything installed over the course of the next month, if they're maybe up in the air on what they want and they're willing to take your recommendations, boy, wouldn't it be great to have a free Blaupunkt e-bike on your showroom floor to be able to sell off of, to be able to demo, man.
Right, and that's just to be another way, right? If you win that Blaupunkt e-bike, and instead of giving it to your kid who's gonna want it from you, guaranteed, he's gonna want it. You might want to put it on your showroom and start to sell the Blaupunkt e-bike. You would be surprised. The Blaupunkt e-bike has been well received. There's great margin in the Blaupunkt e-bike. This could turn out to be a total win-win. So guys, please support the GS speaker line with the contest and the Baker's Dozen deal this month.
Yep, and then much like we do every week, we have another sponsor, another big supporter of GoFast, and our vendor spotlight of the week is going to be Rydeen. So, yeah, so I was going to say, I'll go really quick over some of the stuff we got out of here. Just most of you guys are familiar. We've been doing Rydeen forever, so I don't think that we need to give too much of an overview here, but I want to make sure you guys know their main categories. There's also some really, really cool stuff that Bob had an opportunity to see live at K-Fest, and also some stuff that we're seeing working through the pipeline now that could be very, very interesting.
Rarely interesting.
But mainly what you guys are calling in for Rydeen for is going to be collision avoidance, cameras, again, something like the Tombow 360. One of the few pieces that's out there that has a 360-degree dash cam built right into the mirror. Right. So a great piece. We can do a whole episode right on that piece. a very, very hot seller. They just came out with a couple different options as well. So if you had been using the Tombow 360 previously, you will see a couple new models out now, a 360 View SPL and a couple DIY install pieces. Those are available with GoFast as well. But they're going to do standard cameras, pro-grade cameras for your more pro-grade or commercial installations, monitors outside of the rearview mirror monitors, have standalone monitors, blind spot detection systems, parking sensors. So they're going to cover you on that collision avoidance, turn that 2006 TSX into the 2024 TLX just by going and visiting our website and grabbing some Rydeen stuff. But I want to talk real quick about the BSS2 LPBC because this piece is pretty unique in the industry right now. We do get tons and tons of requests for blind spot detection, for cross traffic detection. It's something that comes in almost every car now. So most people that maybe have a newer car in the family and then they got an older car, you get used to that telling you if you got something in your blind spot. And a lot of the old cars don't have that. This is going to be a way to add that into and upfit some of the older vehicles. But the nice thing about this one, there's actually two really cool features. One of which, this goes on the license plate instead of being installed behind bumpers. So if a vehicle has metal bumpers, you can't put anything behind the bumper because the signal can't get through. It's not going to work. So on a lot of pickup trucks, you know, Ford F-150s, things like that, you can't use standardized blind spot detector systems. This gives you a very easy add-on, relatively inexpensive in comparison to the market add-on. And they also, in this model in particular, integrate a backup camera as well. So you can do blind spot detection and backup camera, maybe throw a Tombow 360 or one of the 7020 monitors in there as well. But you can add all of that in without having to do any really advanced installs. So very unique piece. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. But next time you call and ask on it, and we'd be happy to explain more about it. So that's, again, a lot of the stuff that you're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day basis is going to be the collision avoidance stuff. But I think, if I heard correct, we got some really cool things on the horizon. I'm
walking down the hallway at Knowledge Fest, and who bumps into me but none other than Phil Maeda, from the CEO and owner of founder of Rydeen. And if you know Phil, Phil's got this heavy Asian accent, but he flagged me down and he says, "I gotta drop a nuclear bomb today." And he says, "You got to come by my booth because I'm dropping a nuclear bomb." And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Then I realized when I got to his booth, he dropped a nuclear bomb. It is, for those of you guys that are wondering, what do we do with a Tesla? What can we do with a Tesla? There's so little that we can do. We can tint it right now, or maybe we could do some paint protection or some detailing. But in terms of you know, changing any of the electronics, there's not a whole lot of options. But there are now. Phil and his team did a fantastic job. I think, you know, there's a lot of great things that the vendors were showing at Knowledge Fest. I think the biggest buzz came from Rydeen. So, you know, and I actually took some notes. I'm going to read from them. So if you see me looking down, that's why. But he's got a soft closing door lock. Right, for the Teslas, and he demonstrated that thing. That was awesome. And it's a touch. You touch the door handle pops open, and when you go to close it, you only have to just get it ajar, and it will close itself. Ventilated seats. So you take the seat cover off of your Tesla, and it's a perforated leather. It comes in white or black, and you get that cooled feeling from your seats. He's got a sunscreen. So you have guys, which the sunscreen is for the Model Y. So in the Model Y, you'll notice that it's glass top. So it's great to see, but there's times when you might want not have so much sun.
Sitting in traffic, you got the sun baking right down on you. It's the middle of August.
Right, you might want to. You might want to save on air conditioning. You know, think about, because when you save on air conditioning, you're with a Tesla, right? We're talking about increasing your travel time. So he's got a sunshade that's electric, so you could kind of like we've all been accustomed to, just hit that button and roll it back when you want to have that sun coming in, and then when you want a little privacy, or maybe you want to save some electricity on your air conditioning, you can close that screen. He's got an auto frunk auto frunk opener for the models S, 3, and Y. So I thought it was a misprint when I saw it myself, but frunk, right? Because it's in the front.
Front trunk.
Front trunk, and it pops it open. So it's just some of the stuff that he was coming out with is just amazing. So, guys, you definitely want to check out Rydeen. Check your sales rep at GoFast. Those guys are equipped with all the new items that are coming out, and so this stuff is going to start to roll out here in like that Q2 time frame. But a full suite of products that you're going to be able to sell to that Tesla customer that you had really nothing to sell recently.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. Again, when I was out on the road yesterday, that was a topic that we had. You know, obviously Teslas, you're seeing more and more of them out there. It's a very, very popular vehicle right now. But not a lot of guys have had a chance to actually go in and mess around with them. A lot of guys are getting ready, they're anxious, but they're trying to find buddies that have one, something that could kind of be a guinea pig. We just don't have all of that back knowledge as installers on electric vehicles quite yet. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of reluctancy to bring Teslas in. But that's a huge market. And if you're driving a Tesla, chances are you want it to be a little bit better than the guy that's has a Tesla in the parking lot. It's kind of like with Jeeps and stuff like that. You're going to want to have the nicest one out there. And these guys are chomping at the bit to be able to do some upgrades, but there's not a ton that's out there, especially in our world. So when Rydeen comes out with stuff like this is huge, guys, because that gets, again, easier installs, easier integration into the vehicle, but it gets those vehicles in your bay. So it gets you more familiar with them. You get to take them apart. You get opportunities to see, well, maybe get under the frunk, get under the see how these things operate, see how they're put together, and gain a little bit more confidence. So when somebody does come in and says, "Hey, can you update my audio system in here? It's just not, you know, I had a great audio system before. You know, the Tesla one is okay, but it's just not going to meet my standards." You'll feel more comfortable taking that in because, again, that's going to be a huge, huge, huge market for us coming up. Again, I love Jonathan says EV electric vehicles, they're not going away. It's going to be something that we're going to be having to deal with integrating in the future. So when you have a company like Rydeen, a trusted company that comes out with products that are easy integration, this is a home run. Again, make sure you support that stuff. Ask us for more details on that, and I think if you wanted to get a little sneak peek, if I'm correct, there are some YouTube videos.
There are some YouTube videos. Get with your GoFast sales rep. He'll direct you to them. And the other thing that really impressed me when I spoke to Ruben and to Phil. By the way, when I saw Ruben, and shout out to Ruben, he has lost a lot of weight. He looks fantastic. He's working hard. Ruben, you're sexy, and you know I love you.
Ruben, you were looking fantastic before, buddy, but now oh, hey, watch out. Don't be... You better not be friending Becca on Facebook here, Ruben. That's all I'm going to say.
The thing that they impressed upon me, you know, because the Tesla owner is a unique person or a unique bird, right? The Tesla owner is going to want to make sure, first and foremost, that whatever you put in his vehicle was designed for his car. You're not going to jerry-rig something for that Tesla customer. Phil had that was like the first thing in Phil's mind, top of his list of things that were with all his items. These things are designed for Tesla, have minimum impacts on the mileage, right? Because anything that's electric is going to have some sort of impact on mileage. These will have minimum impact on mileage, and it'll have maximum impact on your bottom line, because it's all stuff that, you know, it's a whole new category. And if we ask Jonathan would probably come up with some number like there are 8 billion Teslas in Connecticut alone. Yeah. Well, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but certainly there are Teslas on the road. We all see them, and here's now an opportunity to now break into that market and make money with those customers, and then provide those guys value. Because, you know, Teslas are great, but you know, it's like, to your point, you always want to be that one step up.
There's always going to be something that you could add into these, just like any vehicle.
Like any vehicle.
If it's a 2024, 2025 is going to be coming out, it doesn't matter. You guys are going to see these, but electric vehicles in particular has been something that I know a lot of guys have been very, I wouldn't say standoffish, but a little more concerned with working. Again, it's a lot of different technology. It's a
completely different vehicle, and you know. Just to do like a sidestep, again at Knowledge Fest, our partners over at Alpine are coming out with a complete Tesla system that I sat in the car and listened to, and I was blown away at the sound, right? Because it changed the sound to something that we were accustomed to, and you couldn't see it in that vehicle. It was completely hidden. It's all factory harnesses, plug-and-play system. We'll have to do a full. We
might even have to do just a Tesla episode.
We might have to do a Tesla episode alone, right? Just with all the stuff that we have.
Oh yeah, we'll be highlighting the Alpine stuff. We'll be doing an Alpine Facebook Live very, very soon, so we'll get some of that in there, obviously. But yeah, this is going to be a huge category. So again, most of you guys are already supporting Rydeen with a lot of the more traditional categories, doing a little air quotes, traditional categories. So this is a very exciting announcement for guys that are already Rydeen supporters. And for the people that haven't tried Rydeen yet, or maybe are using something else, it just goes to show that Rydeen is on the cutting edge of a lot of these technologies. This is a company that you guys want to have in your showrooms and pitch out to your customers, because customers are going to come in. They're going to say, hey, you know, I got a Tesla. Everybody in town told me they couldn't work on it. I saw this Rydeen piece that's out there. Is that something that you guys could get? You want to be the shop that says, not only can we do that for you, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, but I have it in stock. Let's bring that baby in today, and let's get you outfitted right off the bat. So again, thank you to Rydeen for being Rydeen in all the categories that we've been so successful in previously, and also thank you for staying on that cutting edge. I got a feeling there's gonna be a lot of stuff around Teslas in particular, but EVs coming out, Rydeen right on the front of that wave.
He absolutely is. Phil and Ruben and their team, those guys have been working hard, and kudos to them for what they've done, and we're excited for Rydeen this year. It's going to be I think it's going to be a banner year for Rydeen.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure, but maybe K-Fest in Atlantic City.
That might be a good place to come see some of the items that if
Rydeen will be joining us there as well. I have a feeling that more stuff will be released by then. So little extra teasers. We love to do teasers on the show, but more teasers to get yourself down to K-Fest in Atlantic City as well.
That's it, and I think you've said it all.
Yeah, I think that's it, and I think with Jonathan on the road,
and we have a kicker training in about 20 minutes, so I think we'll cut it short for today, right? So, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we got some calls to make. We got to make sure we remind you guys. So again, if you're on watching live with us, we have a lot of guys that watch after the fact. But if you're watching live, as soon as this is over, get right on that kicker training. We'd love to see you on there. Support the EDA University. They're supporting us. And we'll see you next week, and maybe
we got a little something from Johnny right now, right? So we missed out Johnny today, but we got a little snippet from Johnny at K-Fest.
Kick it over.
What's up, boys and girls? I'm here with Jake, the Snake from Sony. All right, we're going to talk about our promotion that we got going on right now. We're going to talk about the e-bike giveaway that Sony has.
So for the month of February, any set of GS speakers you buy from GoFast, you will receive one entry. Get as many entries as you can. At the end of the month, on March 6th, on the Facebook Live, we're going to pull a winner, and somebody's going to win an e-bike from Wampum valued at
$15.99.
$15.99.
So guys, think about it. For every piece of Sony GS you buy, one speaker, one subwoofer, all right, you get one entry. There's nothing easier out there. So just one entry. Remember, one speaker equals one entry. You buy 100 speakers, you got 100 entries, guys.
Which you should do.
Yeah. So, and if you have not heard these GS speakers, come on down to the GoFast Solutions, distribution facility. I have them in my personal vehicle. They sound amazing. So, guys, as you can see, Sony's always been about quality. Make sure that you get in on this competition. It's ending at the end of February 29th. So make sure you get the entries now. So, Jake, anything else you want to say?
I mean, the GS speakers are going to provide you with extreme profitability. There's a 3-year warranty. They fit just about anything you needed to fit in. So get them, get your tickets, win a bike. There you go.
We'll be right back.